Welcome to Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and today the theme is Am I the Devil? We're back with the worst people we can find on the internet. With me are two...
Put your...
Oh, sorry, I thought you were...
With me...
So that's what you did?
I was gonna say with me are two absolute devils, and you were... Yep.
I know that.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
When was the last time the two of you were here? Together?
Long time ago.
Months.
Ew.
All right, well, we're about to get into the best of the worst.
Yay!
Of people. Am I the devil? These are some really, really, really crazy.
Now, this isn't even like, just a refresher, there's Am I the Asshole?
Anything can end up on Am I the Devil.
Okay.
Am I the Devil? People repost it onto there because they're like, this one's really bad.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Our first story was originally on Am I Overreacting, which I've been seeing a lot of stories from, and was reposted onto Am I the Devil. Here we go. I think my wife is flirting with the mailman and have proof. She claims she is not and now won't talk to me. This is from like 50s.
Yeah, I was like, people still have mailmen?
Yeah, and my wife is flirting with them? All right. My wife and I are in our 30s. We have been married for 2 years. When we got married, we moved into a nice small house in the suburbs. Last summer, we got a new mailman who is objectively attractive. Not going into detail, but he looks good.
I love that.
Towards the end of summer, I noticed my wife was almost always outside around the time he would bring the mail. I actually started tracking when she would go out on a spreadsheet. She averaged going out 20 minutes before the mail would get here. Obviously some variation as the mail didn't come at the exact time each day, but it was weird. She would work on our front patio and then have a short conversation with the mailman. Then in about 7 minutes, on average, she would come back inside and work from her office. Another thing I noticed is that her clothes seemed to change when she went outside. Almost 70% of the time, she would have a tank top on, then put a shirt over when she came back inside. I didn't say anything as fall and winter came, and we live in a cold climate, and so she stopped going out. Once in a while, she would go say hi, but not like in the summer. She also gave him a very nice tip for Christmas, $250. I had forgotten about all this until it started getting warmer out with spring. I couldn't do another summer of this, so I decided to talk to her. Last night, I sat her down and showed her all the information from last year. I explained that I didn't feel comfortable with how much attention she gave the mailman and asked if she could not do it this summer. She didn't understand, or maybe didn't understand the numbers. She got very upset and started yelling that she didn't do anything wrong and just happened to be out there while he was there. I tried to show her the numbers again, but she got upset and slammed the computer lid on my finger. At that point, I got upset and walked out and went for a walk. When I got back home, she was gone and wouldn't answer her phone. She finally came home but wouldn't talk to me. She slept on the couch and I honestly didn't get any sleep. It's been a very weird day as she is only talking to me when absolutely needed. Otherwise, she is distant and won't talk to me. Am I overreacting or is this normal for women to talk with the mailman? What?
Bro, you made a spreadsheet of the times your wife was leaving the house.
Yeah, that's
what?
some weird shit, man.
You think he's the issue?
Yeah, he's the issue.
Yeah, I'm
He's
getting...
clocking her and timing her when she leaves the house instead of talking to her?
Yeah, he never talked to her. From what we're gathering, he never talked to her for a whole year, but decided to make a spreadsheet with when she's going out and logging what she's
How
doing.
long
Wait,
she's
hold
going
on.
out.
He didn't speak to her for a year?
No, he didn't talk to her about the times that she's
Oh,
so
okay.
about
He's
this.
concerned that she goes
Yeah.
outside to talk to the mailman for roughly 7 minutes.
Yes.
That she's just outside at that time working on the patio or whatever. That she takes off her shirt and she's just in a tank top outside. And that he's logging how much time she's out there. And so I don't know what the he's
It's also,
doing.
she's allowed to talk to people.
Yeah,
and it's like this nice thing every day. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to talk to, and he decided that he was objectively attractive, right?
Yes, he said he's objectively attractive.
Wow.
She doesn't even go out during the, she doesn't go out during the winter.
It's been autumn and winter. She hasn't been talking to this mailman. So I don't know what he's afraid of. He also said the post is, oh, I think my wife is flirting with the mailman and have proof. Well, I mean, you don't know flirting
Yo,
with the
what?
mailman if you're not outside listening to what they're actually saying.
I misunderstood. That's wild.
Yeah, so he's crazy.
This is crazy. I honestly, this happened to me once. I was working a job right out of UCLA, and I was like an assistant, and there was another woman in the office, and our boss, she was like, there was like two assistants, me and her. I was very short-winded, and then our boss came up to me, and she goes, Christy, who's the other assistant, she goes, she's always late, and I have an Excel sheet of how, of every single day she's late. If you can update that for me when she's late. I was like, why not just talk to her?
Yeah, what?
And this sheet was huge.
No, logging your partner's behavior
Is wild.
is weird.
It's also, you get in these rhythms of times of like when you go outside and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if your times line up, it sounds like it's daytime. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's,
2 or 3 o'clock when the mail comes.
yeah.
But she's changing. It's like this.
It's hot. She's going
like,
outside.
How are you?
Putting it
No.
straight. Yeah. But I don't know. And like leaving a tip, I know people do tip mailmen.
That one's
and
weird.
I think people do though. I think, and especially if it's in a place.
holidays.
Especially if it's at the holidays, I've heard tip your mailman.
Okay.
I have heard that. I don't think it's like as much of a thing in LA because it's like not as. But
Yeah.
I know during the holidays. I know during the holidays I've heard that.
I remember, like, as a dog walker, it was like, it felt like during the holidays, everybody gives, like, a tip to their dog walker, their
Just
pool
people
guy.
are working. People are working
Yeah,
during
they
the
do.
holidays. But regardless of all of that, like that might just be. But that's unrelated to flirting and him thinking something's going on with them.
Also,
Do you?
he put the word flirting out there.
He put it out there. He also is showing her all of his logs
Yeah.
as proof of stuff.
He's like, got you.
Would you have an issue with him logging her if he talked to her and he told her about that it bothered him?
Oh, well, I think the logging is weird no matter what.
Yeah.
Logging is weird.
You don't
no
need to
matter what.
log it because you're already clocking it.
Yeah.
Like you can talk if you're like, hey, I've noticed that for this past month you've been doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. But logging it and being like, yes, I've written down the numbers and the minutes, and it's not even an absurd amount of time. It's like, yeah, you're outside for like 5 minutes. It's like, okay, so nothing is
You can't promise
happening.
her time with that.
Let's look at the comments here. Pretty sure that if she actually had a thing with flirting with the mailman, she wouldn't stay inside half the year because it's cold outside. Also, as it tends to be hot outside in the summer, tank top makes sense. People tend to run AC inside, so it makes sense to put on another layer. Dude, it's not like she's going outside in a bikini to wash the car or water the flowers when he comes by. Someone else said, so your wife has a friendly relationship with the mailman and wears tank tops outside in the summer. And instead of speaking with her directly about behavior that made you uncomfortable, you waited a whole year and made a creepy spreadsheet about it to confront her? Yeah, I'd be upset too. Someone said, my partner used to be like that. We would be debating / trying to resolve a conflict, and then she would bring something up from months to years prior. We are better now about keeping our communication focused. I'm not perfect either, to be sure. Communicate, then over-communicate. Little update. People are asking for an update. Woke up this morning, and she is still pissed. I guess I'll just give her more time. Many of you really aren't understanding the spreadsheet. I used it to show that she went out right around the time the mailman got.
No, we understand, bro.
It was a way to graph averages and show consistency. I may have been wrong about the tank top. I do realize that she may have taken off her top because it's hot outside. That's a lot. To be in a relationship where you're being like perceived on that level and analyzed, and to be using it and not to be like, okay, I understand that what I'm doing is a little extreme. It's
using someone's time as a weapon against them.
yeah. Just talk to him. All right, moving on.
Oof.
Crazy one. All
Crazy
right.
we spent 5 minutes and 20 seconds on that, Shane. I tried.
This next story comes from True Off My Chest, so we got a confession here, and ended up on Am I the Devil?
Oh no. That's the worst case scenario for a confession.
My brother skipped his own wedding reception.
Okay.
Because the game was on?
Dude, that's f***ing sick, dude.
Can't miss a game.
That's f***ing...
Can't.
What team do you like? The
Broncos.
Broncos.
But I got married in the off-season.
Ah, sick.
Kidding.
That's so dumb.
And I made sure of it.
I made sure of it. No, guys, I'm just...
Oh.
Negative.
I'm just not, you guys. I'm just silly. All right. Okay.
Read the damn story.
My brother skipped his own wedding reception. My brother got married yesterday, but he and his wife skipped their own reception. Okay, they
And the
both.
wife?
Okay.
And wife.
Oh.
No one even knew they were going to do it except for one of their friends, so it was a complete surprise and really embarrassing, to be honest. At first, no one knew. They decided to get married locally, which was nice because I'm sure most of you would agree that having to travel somewhere else for a wedding is a pain. This is what was supposed to happen. After the wedding, my brother and his wife were supposed to be introduced to everyone in the reception hall. The guests would chat and drink for an hour before the food was served. During that time, all the photos would be taken. After that hour was up and the photos were done, the food would get served and the reception would start. What actually happened? Their friend who was supposed to introduce them instead told everyone that my brother and his wife had left for their honeymoon and thanked everyone for attending, and then the food started getting served right away. The photographer had been sent home. Apparently my brother and his wife did their photos before the ceremony and took some with a few people who did know that they were skipping the reception. Some of their friends and his wife's dad and his wife, but no one else, including anyone from my family. Obviously, we were embarrassed. My parents were angry and they talked to the friend because my brother and his wife weren't answering. Their honeymoon was supposed to be in a few months. Apparently, they canceled it 2 weeks ago and switched to a different honeymoon. They were already on their way to Bristol to the airport and had left their mobile phones with their friend. He had them when my parents talked to him. Apparently, the whole reason for this is that my other brother's girlfriend is pregnant and they were going to announce it and that they want to get married at the reception. Only my parents had known.
Wait. Say that again?
Apparently, the whole reason for why they skipped their reception is that my other brother's girlfriend is pregnant. And they were going to announce it at the reception. And they were also going to announce that they were going to get married soon. Only my parents had known.
So they said, F you, and what?
So they skipped the reception because they found out their brother, the groom found out his brother was about to announce his own wedding and pregnancy at their reception. They were going to use their reception to announce.
He can't understand a person that would do.
Here's what I would have done. I would have been like, at my wedding feast, before they even do anything, be like, and we have a special announcement. My brother's also getting married.
You take the announcement.
Well, if you know it's happening, if you know they're going to take it from you, you're scared that they're going to, like, that's what you're afraid of, take it into your own hands. It's your wedding. They don't get to announce. You get to announce their marriage at your wedding. If that's where they want to announce it.
That's wild.
Let me finish the story, but sorry.
Because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's a wedding is all of the people that you love in your life at the same place at the same time. There are so few times that ever happens.
Right.
And now they don't get that.
So, only my parents had known. I didn't even know. I don't know how my brother, who was getting married, found out. Someone, I don't know who, told my aunt and uncle about it, and they started spreading it around to the other guests, as aunt and uncles do, which upset my parents and my brother and his girlfriend. I know my brother and his wife don't want to be parents themselves, but this seems extreme over a pregnancy. Further, I don't understand why they would skip something that they paid for like this. What I want to get off my chest, we are embarrassed, especially my parents, and lots of people are upset, especially my brother and his girlfriend. There was lots of drama for nothing. It's only been one day, but the fallout is bigger. I don't understand why my brother and his wife would do all this. I honestly don't. That's all. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. Okay. Yes, I see your point. Because what you're saying is getting revenge on them for planning to, because it's a really shitty thing to use someone else's wedding reception for your own announcement.
Which you have to acknowledge no matter what.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's a universally known thing. When people do that shit, it's like, what are you doing? But you're saying the strategy of revenge is stupid because they removed their own thing
That's also
that they
true,
paid for,
and it's their.
It's like that's your event. You deserve it. You guys
But they're
got
also
married.
allowed to do whatever they
They
want.
are
100%.
They are allowed to do this, and I do think it's funny. I think it's funny only for the brother and his girlfriend who are planning on using this as a platform. I think it's funny there, but I also because we had a wedding party reception a month after we got married, and if someone had used it to propose to someone, I would have been like, okay, like weird. But I wouldn't have wanted, if I had known that was coming, I wouldn't have been like, well, let's cancel our party.
Yeah.
Have it. Or not show up to our own party. I'd be like, damn, like that's the best thing. Like that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Go.
There is a world in which I'm just arguing the other side for fun.
Yeah.
That like you are so upset that this happens, and this could be not their money. Like what if the family was paying for it and they felt so left out?
Yeah.
As the bride and groom, sometimes you feel. Sometimes they're like, everyone's making this about everyone but us. So if we remove ourselves and just do what we want, they're not even going to notice because that's how we feel. But that's how we feel. And then they're allowed to do that.
It's not just them, and they are allowed to do it, but should they? Because there's a responsibility that comes with a wedding where you have asked people to carve out this time for you. It's not just them two. It is a joining of two people's lives, and you've asked all of these people to carve out their time, to dress up, to get all pretty, to sit down, to be in the same place with people they might not like. You've asked them all to be here for you. Now you have removed yourself from the situation. Well, I paid for a ticket to fly here for you. But what?
A lot of people don't look at weddings like that. They make it about them. And like in different families where they'll make there's someone else's wedding about themselves. I know there's a lot of families that'll do that. Like in my Italian family, it's like about the grandmother and about this and then about the family.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like I've seen it even in movies a lot, where like the bride and groom are like, honestly, let's just get the fuck out of here. They don't leave their reception. I think that's extreme.
Yeah.
But I do think not everyone has that like
but
selfless
choosing
act.
to like elope and just forego a wedding and letting everyone know that you're doing that is one thing.
One thing.
To have the wedding, be here at this time, be dressed up, do all this stuff.
Yeah.
What sucks about it is they got revenge on a bunch of people who didn't deserve the revenge.
Exactly.
They got revenge on two people, but then the rest of the whole wedding.
The brother and his girlfriend who were planning on using it are assholes, and they deserve to get the revenge.
Yeah.
But a bunch of people who by proxy are just like, what's going on?
No, for sure.
Like, I feel bad. I mean, I would, if I showed up to a wedding, it's like, okay, you cancel big things to go to a wedding.
Yes.
You might cancel a lot of plans might have been canceled.
100%.
And it's like what they should have done, what I wish they'd have done, what I would have done if I really was planning on doing this, is inform everyone except the brother and the girlfriend. That's what you do.
Because you're right.
That there's not going to be a
coming.
reception. You let everyone know except the brother and the girlfriend.
Because then you're actually taking it out on the people you want to
take it out on them.
Yeah, that's fine too. How far in advance did they say that they weren't?
They didn't tell anyone.
But how long did they know that they weren't going to show up to their own reception?
So they've known
This is premeditated.
Exactly.
And
It wasn't just like, oh, we found out this is going to happen, we're doing it now. It's
premeditated.
No,
It's been
2 weeks, you knew you were going to have a reception.
What is messed up about this is a disrespect for other people's time. Being
Yeah.
like, you can use...
And effort.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
I think there's those layers to it.
But then I also don't think we know the details. Like, we don't know, like...
A lot of stuff. But, I mean, what I feel like it is like, if you're going to get revenge on someone, make sure that...
It's that person.
How much collateral damage are you making?
Yeah.
I get that. Whew, but also, that's really shitty.
It's really
Announce
shitty.
a pregnancy when, like... yeah, it's just sad. But this family just sounds messy.
Yeah.
I don't know for any Vanderpump girlies who watch, but someone in the show tries to announce their engagement during an engagement party, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Ooh. And it's just there's so many.
People let them get to you too much. Just let them have it. They look dumb now. Like, it doesn't look cute.
I do think it's a bad look.
It's a bad
like
look.
I don't think if I was at a wedding and someone announced like their engagement or proposed at a wedding reception or something, I'm not sitting there going, "Oh," I'm going, "Oh shit."
It happened at the Golden Bachelor too. Somebody proposed.
Yeah, I'm like, I think people are judging you in that moment. Bunch of comments. Someone said, "I think your anger is misdirected. Wrong, brother." 9,000 upvotes. Someone said, "Was on all your side about being annoyed until I saw that your other brother and his girlfriend were about to announce their pregnancy at the reception. You don't announce anything or get engaged at a wedding unless you have asked and got permission from the bride and groom."
Yes.
That's
the
very
fact
true.
none of you can see how that is wrong is worrying, and no wonder your brother and his wife said, "Screw this, this isn't happening." Good on them. Bet your brother and girlfriend would not be happy if they announced that their baby shower they are expecting a baby.
I would do a Beyonce at the VMAs moment, or the VMAs, when she just like, I would be like, you know what I'm talking about? When she sang Love on Top, nobody here? Okay, cool. She sang Love on Top and she was pregnant and she just kind of did like a, and people were like,
Nice. Yeah, I totally see those comments. I get it. Because the OP does not acknowledge at all that it was necessarily wrong. Like they just casually mentioned, like, apparently my other brother was gonna announce this and whatever. But there's still, the whole family is very focused on the people who skipped the reception are in the wrong. And it's like,
oof, what
I don't know. It's a messy.
spiteful.
It's all messy. It's all a little messy.
It all sounds like an early 2000s movie too.
It sounds like a reality show. Like, this does sound like a reality show. I think it's also just different families.
Yeah.
It's different vibes. And I get the sense from this story that I'm like, this family maybe has always been really shitty.
And this family fight's dirty.
Yeah. And so it's like, this is learned warfare. Like,
If I'm that aunt and uncle, I'm telling people.
Yeah, we are
I'm going,
the
wait
aunt
till
and
you
uncle.
get a hold of this.
Oh.
Wait till you get a and I go,
a whole other.
And I'm like, did you hear?
No,
Did
no,
you hear?
no.
Right after you go talk to them, I come second it up.
No,
You
the aunt and uncles are legends in this story.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm sorry, what? Oh, we're telling everybody about
I bet
you're not getting away with that.
Oh yeah, if I found out if someone tells me like, oh, I'm not kidding actually. If I was going to someone close to mine's wedding, and I found out someone else was going to be proposing or announcing something, I'm telling that bride and groom.
Oh, of course.
I'm telling them.
I'm telling
like,
somebody that's
just
with-
so you know. So, but if you guys are gonna leave, please tell me.
Yes.
I might not tell the bride and groom, but I am going to tell somebody that's going to tell the bride and groom.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hand the gun off.
Yeah. That's good.
This is Chekhov.
It
so,
is really a Chekhov joke.
Okay, moving on. This was on Am I the Asshole, ended up on Am I the Devil. Am I the asshole for not helping to defend my group project partner against our professor who wants to fail her for not contributing? I, a 20-year-old man, am in a computer science course for college on operating systems. I was assigned this random group project partner, a 20-year-old woman, and we were working on a project for most of the semester. We had decided to organize the project in a way that she would do core parts and I would do plugin modules that depended on her core. However, since she did her parts in a convoluted way, it was hard for me to understand it, and when I couldn't get it to work, she had to do them as well. We got into an argument and she claimed it wasn't convoluted. I then paid a tutor who advised me and said he could help, but that the project would be easier to do in Rust compared to C++. Just so you know, C++ and Rust are two different types of programming languages, so they're basically being like, we've written it in a certain way, let's write it in a different way. She agreed to redo the project in Rust if I converted everything we had so far myself, and she'd help out with the last part. We got permission from the professor to do it in Rust instead. The tutor then helped me convert her code to Rust, and which counted as my part. However, when it finally came to doing the last part, she said she had no time to work with me on it, as she didn't know Rust well enough, and had some ballet competition the weekend of the deadline.
Oh.
She offered to finish it in the C++ version, but I told her it is okay. I then got it done with the help of the tutor and submitted the project. Since the Rust code was all written by me in the statement of contribution, I had to state that I did all the code and she contributed to the design process and report. However, the professor took that as her not contributing, as only the code is actually graded, and decided to give her a 0 on the project, which would lead to her failing the class as it is 70% of the grade. She now wants me to come talk to the professor with her and is upset at me for refusing. The way I see it, it is not really my problem, and I don't want to face any trouble, and she did already tell the professor that she had done the older C++ code we didn't submit. Am I the asshole here? She's pretty upset at me and seems to blame me when it is the professor's decision. What makes this guy an asshole, a severe asshole, is that he's working on a project with a person. They're going to write it in a specific type of code, specific type of way. He eventually is like, hey, what you're doing is not working, it's convoluted, whatever. He goes and talks to a separate person to help him, like, kind of get this, keep going. This other person goes, yeah, we can do this video to convert it to a different type of code. His teammate says, I don't know how to use that code at all. That's not what the class is using. They asked permission, so she didn't use the one that he wants to use now. Not with their class, these ones that they started on together. Yes. So they changed So now the completed project, he